so excited, bro. Like, as I was getting ready. Bitch, I'm back by popular demand. Okay, I'm kidding. No one even asked me for an you guys. My number. Let me pick that camera. No one even asked me for an ama mmechoka na mimi. Anyway, happy 2025. Happy New Year, guys. Too late? I don't care. Yeah, because is it really a new year if I haven't whispered sweet nothings to you on here? Like, make promises I can't keep. Just like your man. I'm kidding. What? I'm kidding. Relax. Like, si jam. Anyways, I had a list of things I wanted to say on here because I missed you guys, Like, now it might not look like it, but like, I missed you. I really did miss you, and I wanted to talk to you guys for a minute, before I get some shiny little thing to run after and abandon you. Does that remind you of anyone? Like maybe your man? Sorry again. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Anyways, Happy New Year. My plan was to do this as I ate, and I totally forgot. Na siwezi restart. So look at my new cup. Cute, right? It's so big. It belongs to my brother, but I bought it for him, which means when he's not around, I get first dibs. I'm just gonna eat when I talk to you guys. I'm having biscuits and this less than that because it's not bad, but it's not good either. My mom huziita mandazi chumvi. Anyway, I'm back and I missed you. You guys clearly didn't miss me because no one reached out to me kuniuliza. Okay, I know there's like very few of you, but like simnitisha episode. Kwani mjanimiss? Anyway, I hope your ear started out like well. Me, my ear bado ijaanza so. I'm still wrapping up 2024. So, I mean, time is an illusion anyway, so who cares, right? Wrong, Kiare cares. Your landlord cares. So let's talk about 2024. Hata kama mimi bado nina rap. I thought I could do this as I ate, but it turns out I can't. So let's talk about 2024 and the biggest thing about 2024. Like, okay, it's not the biggest thing, but like, it's one thing that's annoyed me. Like, I'm looking back and I'm like, this has been repeating itself for years and years and years. And I just really want to know, what is it about me? Guys, help me. What is it about me that makes people think, or what is it about me that is screaming, take advantage of this girl? Like, she works without pay. Like, what is it about me? Because people... Just give me a minute. Because, like... And I work like a dog day and night. And wachana toroka na pesa zangu jo, like... I'm getting really mad just even thinking about it. 2023, a big company refused to pay me after I worked for them. In 2024, it's individuals, 2 individuals, and it's... Unajenge kwa pesa ni ya December ni sawa, but like July, August, September, October, November. Yeah, November, up to November. I'm really tired actually. It's even like making the idea of working for someone or like being employed less desirable. Like every day, every time I think about the money I'm losing, like, because I'm not... Okay, I'm a little bit mad about the money, but it's how I'm being treated when I ask them to give me my money. Like, it's like... Do you get? Like, I'm so mad by the way. Like, because now it looks like maybe they're not the problem and I'm the problem. Because why is this happening repeatedly? You know, I need to fix it as soon as possible. Protect yourself. And I think I did an episode about, protecting yourself. And it's crazy that it happened to me once. I learned the lesson. I even told people about the lesson, but I'm not even practicing what I'm preaching. Yeah, that's that. That was one of my biggest L's in 2024. But I'm going to do better this year. Hopefully, Second thing about 2024, we're doing like reflections, you and I. Is that I'm no longer a crybaby. Like, I used to cry about everything, bro. Okay, sometimes I still do, but like, these days, rather than crying, I find it hilarious. Things that would make me cry, squeezy, they just happen, and I'm just like, funny, Kama kutolipwa. In 2023, I cried, bro, because there's a lot of money and I was expecting it. I had planned for it. I had things that needed to be taken care of with that money, and which I cried. But nilikuwa once ingine, I'm just like, wow, you really didn't learn your lesson. Or like, wow, this people are really like this, like they'll step on if guy, kama ujui kujitetea or kama ujui like protect yourself, people will take advantage of, they'll step on you and they don't give a fuck. They don't, like, that makes me so sad, because like I feel really bad for me that used to think, people are honorable, people keep their word. Alafu natoka huko nje nakuja, oh my, people will take advantage of you and they don't give a fuck. Like they'll do it confidently. They'll look you straight in the eye and lie to you. Every time anyone tells you anything, just always fucking consider there's a possibility this bitch is lying. This nigga is lying. Like, you need to move with that. And you always need to be a step ahead. I was talking to my friend about this. And he told me that I need to learn to be a little bit manipulative. Because I think I have the potential. But like, yeah, which I'm linking this with the fact that I'm no longer a crybaby. Squeezy, I'm embracing the fact that, you know, I like these days I'm actually rewatching shows from the past, and I like the villain a little bit more than I like the hero. Actually, I don't like heroes. For instance, I'm watching The Vampire Diaries. I'd watched like a season or two because I prefer the originals. But I'm watching it and I don't like Elena. Like maybe I hate her a little bit or a lot. I don't like her because I don't understand her reasons for doing certain things. But for the villains, like my favorite one is Klaus, of course, because originals. But like I like Klaus, I like Damon, I don't like Elena. Like I feel like she thinks that the world revolves around her, and like everyone's doing everything to save her, like killing other people to save Elena. Elena. I'm sick and tired of Elena. Like, yeah. My friend. Yeah, and you always need to be a step ahead. Kila kitu. Hata kama you're doing business with a friend or someone that you think you can trust, always have a contract. Always. It will save you a lot of trouble. And the second thing, if you're unable to get a contract, record the fucking conversation. I don't care. Record it. Find a way to record it. Just press record on your phone and as you are having that conversation. Because then you have proof that you discussed this and this and this and this. And yeah. And if you can't record it, this I learned from TikTok. From a lawyer who was saying that how they're teaching their kids to like always have something documented is after any meeting you have with anyone and you decide like on some things, and like I said, always think that, always know that there's a possibility this person is lying, or there's a possibility that this person is not going to keep their word, right? So you need to document what they said. So if you're not able to record it after the meeting, send an email or like a text message saying, like if unifanya ikae really innocent and this is how you do it, just text them, hey, whoever, like, hey, sugar dish, I really enjoyed the meeting that we had, and just so just to be clear, just to make sure I'm not forgetting anything, this is what we discussed, and then unasema kila kitu yenye mlidiscuss, na unasema kila kitu yenye mlisema everyone is going to like each person's responsibility. Now this is the amount that we're going to get paid, or I'm going to, and these are the responsibilities. Like unaandika in such an innocent manner, and just make sure they respond with yes, this is what we discussed. Okay, alafu hapo mwisho make sure you add if there's anything that I am forgetting, if there's anything that I left out, please nikumbushe. Ndo akirespond yes, that's all that we discussed and everything is okay, it serves as a fucking contract. Imagine, like it's that easy. So learn from my mistakes. Unaona just how nice I am. Like I go out into the wild. I take the experiences, I take the L's, nakuja na waleta lessons. Like you don't have to go through what I'm going through, bitch. You don't. Learn from my mistakes. Sawa. Yeah. That thing from 2024. You know what? Every day, na sijui kama maybe ni mimi nimejisurround na like this kind of content, but every day I realize just how much I don't like men. And every time I remember that I am heterosexual, like I'm attracted to, it makes me so fucking sad because why? I don't like men as a whole. Like I don't like how you all think, and I understand to some extent that it's ingrained like into our society in such a way that if you are born as a man or as a boy, automatically already unaanza tu kuabsorb vitu vile ziko na vitu, most of these things ziko based on patriarchy and misogyny, and it makes me so sad, like, and also it's the fact that sometimes I know there's a little percentage of you that want to understand, but I've tried explaining this to some men, and I don't think you're ever going to get it. Like you can never really understand until you maybe become a woman and you go through what we go through, and then maybe you might begin to understand. Yeah, I don't think I need to explain more on that because it's fucking sad to be a woman in this tiny age because this lot hate us. Yeah, and it's the fact that they always, I'll give just a little harmless example. I've done a couple of jobs. Let's even talk about the number of jobs that I did in 2024. In one case, I worked for a little startup company that's comprised of women only. I had the time of my life there. Like, sikusumbuana na mtu kuhusu kunilipa. Actually, everyone that owes me money is a fucking man, and everyone who's stolen from me is a man. Yeah. What was I saying? Yes, I worked with women. Na mimi, I didn't have, none of my payments were late. Sikubishana na mtu kuhusu, like, whatever we agreed on when I was starting the job, we stuck to that. Compared to these other 2 places I worked at, and contrary to like the others, hizi zingine ziko na men. Actually, one ilikuwa na comprise of all men, right? And these niggas, I told them what I wanted from the beginning, right? And we were just having like back and forth meetings about the job. I even started. I shouldn't have started without a fucking contract. I did a day job for 1 day, and then the next day nilikuwa siku ya contract, right? So I sit there with 4 men, and they decide to completely ignore everything that I had told. Like from the beginning, I told them, this is what I'm offering, this is what I am accepting, this is what I will absolutely not accept. And then they were like, oh, okay, this is what we are offering, this is what you have to do, and this is what we require from you. Kuna moja enye I didn't want, and then they were like, this is part of the deal, you have to. And then I was just like, you know what, it's not a big deal, I can just, ni sawa, I'll accept it. I accepted. Sasa mimi nafikiria tumekubaliana all the terms, and then siku ya contract inafika, and these niggas flip kila kitu yenye nilikuwa nimesema. Suddenly they didn't hear, you didn't say it. Suddenly we can't. Oh, this is what you wanted, we actually can't. Oh, this is what you wanted, you actually can't. Oh, and the thing enye walini force me accept, they're like, oh, and because you're going to do this, we're going to require something that's absolutely crazy from you. You're going to have niggas again. Niggas. Do I need to say more? This other place, nifanya kazi mali kwingi 2024. And there's also a very big chunk of it yenye nilikuwa unemployed. Looks like 24 was such a, nilikuwa na time mingi. Anyway, yeah. This other place, niggas will always assume you don't know what you're doing. Just because you're a girl, you don't know what you're doing. And to make matters worse, I look like a child most days. So I must not know what I'm doing. Hata kama I have a degree in whatever. I have a degree in this. I have more than 5 years experience doing this fucking job. And then, suddenly, you don't know what you're doing, let me teach you. So I was like, okay, sawa. You want to teach me? Actually, I tried to explain to them that, you know, I've done this. I actually don't know how to do this, like, yeah. Nika step aside, sawa. Greatest teacher of all teachers, show me your ways, master. Show me your ways. Na step kando unionyeshe, and suddenly you can't figure it out. You have to go on YouTube to search some very basic shit ndo kuja unifundishe things that I already know. But you always assume just because I'm a girl, I must not know how to do this because this is a man's job, right? Get the fuck out of my face. I'm sorry guys. Poleni. Nimekuja na all of this negative energy, but I feel like I need to purge. I'm purging all of this negative energy from 2024. Ndo nianze 2025 vizuri. Need I say more? at this point, I don't care. I honestly don't have the energy for men. I don't. If I meet a man, they first of all they have to prove themselves before I can change my mind. Yeah. The fourth thing about 2024. This is actually a nice one. I actually love being outside. I realized that in 2024, like, I thought I liked being in the house, at home, just watching my TV shows and doing little jobs from the internet. But it turns out I actually like being outside. It's just that outside requires money and friends. Actually, I have friends these days. I made friends and I reconnected with friends and I love my friends. That's actually one other thing that I realized from 2024, that I really love my friends. Mostly my female friends. My male friends, I love you just a little bit. Don't go too. But I love my friends. I love hanging out with my friends. I love speaking to my friends. I just love my friends, bro. And I love being outside with them. Yeah. I feel like 2022 and 2023 were times for me to like be alone, be with myself, and like learn about myself. Cause let me give you a story. When we first went to uni, in our first class, we were asked to introduce ourselves. I don't know if it was it wasn't the first class, cause nilifika shule, nika miss orientation, because I was just in the room watching movies. Nilimiss orientation, 1. 2, nika miss a whole week of classes because I didn't know anyone from my class, and I had visited like my faculty like 2 times na sikuona timetable. I was just like, you know what, I'll find a way. So a week later, and one of my roommates came and she was like, you know what, my classmate has a roommate who's from your class and your class is already started. Yeah, anyway, long story. Yeah, so the first class that I actually attended, we were asked to introduce ourselves, say something about ourselves, and say why we chose to do the course that we are doing, which is film production and animation. And I swear to God, I got so fucking nervous. Like, I knew why I chose film production and animation, and I'm still, right now I'm questioning it a little bit. But the thing about saying something about yourself, it freaked me out so much because I didn't know who the fuck I was. And then another time, still in uni, I went to a club meeting. I was in first year. I wanted to join this club. It was really cool. I should have stayed, but I did not. Yeah, and we were also again told to introduce ourselves and tell and say something interesting about yourself or something that you love. And I was just like, I don't fucking know. Like, I know I've been with myself for all of these years, but I don't know. And I feel like 2022 and 2023, I really took, especially 2023, I really took like that time to be with myself, to know the things. And right now, I know myself to... And like in 2024, I spent a huge chunk of it actually alone and sometime like outside with people. And every time I was alone, I was just always like, you know what, I love who I am. I love the things that I love. I love the way I look. And these are not things that I would say like before. But Squeezy, I'm obsessed with myself. I'm obsessed. Like, I love you so much. I love you too. Yeah, and I think it's so romantic, and it's really deep. It's really beautiful to know who you are and to love yourself so deeply because unajua ni nani unapenda, like you know yourself so deeply, and it just makes you love you so much more. Oh my God, I've grown so much. I've grown so much, and I love this. I love that for me, Yeah. What is the point again? Yeah, I like being outside and I like my friends. And I feel like you're also in a link to the fact that I stayed by myself. I learned who I am. When you don't like who you are, when you're around people, you hate yourself so much more. And there's also a very huge chance that you won't like the people who are around you. Because if you don't know how to love yourself, then how will you love others? And I think that's the reason, like, I'm enjoying my friends so much more. That's the reason I love my friends so much more. And it also made me think about some of the friendships that I lost when I was just lost. And yeah, it makes me a little bit sad because I loved them even when I loved them, but I didn't know how to love them right because I didn't love myself right. But I guess that's life, right? You win some, you lose some. It's part of life. Yeah. The final thing from 2024, this I actually learned, like, I learned at the end of 2024 just because I was reflecting and I remembered all the things that happened, and it's also something that I realized as I was speaking to my friend about it. And it's that people really like the sound of their own voice, and that includes me. But I feel like I try to control mine a little bit. This is what I mean when I say that people like the sound of their own voice. People will always voice their opinion to you. People will always try to advise you, even when you haven't asked for their opinion or their advice. Like, mimi lakini mnanishangazanga wakati mwingine. But like, yeah, and you really need to understand that they're speaking from their own personal experiences, from their own perspectives. Na sisi wote tuko na different perspectives and outlook on life because you've been raised differently. We've had different experiences depending on who we are, where we grew up, our beliefs, the systems within which we grew up in. Like, there's so much to consider, and really, I feel like one, I don't like asking for advice, and I think I also don't like receiving advice. But I like listening to people. I like hearing people's stories, whether on the internet or like in person. I like hearing people tell their stories and like the lessons I learned. But it's always with the backstory. I don't know if that makes any sense. I think the reason I don't like receiving advice, it's that it never comes with a backstory. Like, unani advice, but like, your advice yako inatoka wapi? Like, what's influencing you to think that this is the right thing to do, And I also don't like giving advice, because I'm always like, experiences need different, And this is to say that I also believe that every time someone asks for advice, and I also know that every time I go on the internet looking to learn about something, just so that I can make a decision about something, I always, deep down, I always know what I want, and I always know the decision that I want to make. But I feel like every time we're looking for advice or we're looking outside, we're just seeking confirmation or like validation for the choice that we've already made. Which is why I don't like asking for advice or receiving advice or giving advice. Sorry. So this is to say that you already know what you want to do. You already know the decision that you want to make. So stop looking outside for validation and confirmation, because sometimes itaku steer towards the wrong direction. You know yourself, and if you feel like you don't, then take the time to learn yourself, learn who you are, so that you can be able to trust yourself, trust your instincts, and trust your decisions. This is coming from someone who, I always used to I wouldn't look for it in the sense, advice, but I would always look for someone to confirm that the decision that I'm about to make is right. And I think that's such a sad way to go through life, because it's just like the person within you is telling you that, I know you best, and I think that this is the best decision to make, but you're just like, but I don't trust you, so I'm just gonna go ask speak over there so that she can tell me if you're right or you're wrong. Again, I think in a circle back to you really knowing yourself deeply and you understanding yourself, just so that you can be able to trust yourself and trust where you're coming from. Because if you know yourself deeply, you know your traumas, you know your triggers, like situation yote ikikuja, already unajua decision unataka kumake, and you know again kama it's coming from a point of truth ama kuna a trauma behind it, and inakufanya utake ku make that decision. And I think with that you'll always know what to do, rather than ushinde uko nje ukitafuta advice. Which is also to say, sometimes you're not even looking for that advice. People will just come, like, come on, Mimi. People just come to you, bro, and they're just like, people will assume they know you. They'll assume they know what you want. They'll assume they know your plans and your dreams. And kama kuna mtu alikuja kuniambia like vile something happened, and they thought that they knew what was best to do in that situation, just so I can take full advantage of whatever advantage I had at that point. But in my head, I was just like, what makes you think you know what I want? Because first of all, this thing in unafikiria ni an advantage, like me, I don't see it that way, because I know my goals, and easy to side quest tunatokea kando to distract me from my goal. I'm not gonna jump on it just because other people think it's an opportunity. So learn to listen to your own voice, and also understand where that voice is coming from. hizo ni reflections zangu za 2024. So what's in 2025? Easy, I won't like discuss. I'm just like going to mention them. And for one, if you follow me on TikTok, you know about Friends in Motion and her sister pull up and link up, and the two of them also have a baby. Which, again, I'm not going to talk about it because you'll just have to wait and see. Okay? Yeah, and then the other thing is short films. Like, I missed making films so bad. And last year, I made a short film. Go watch it. I exist on my other YouTube channel. Thank you. The other YouTube channel is called Thetrun Jerry. Yeah, thank you. So I exist. The film that I made, I was just like talking to ChatGPT, and we were just like having a conversation. And then I thought, I need to make a film. And yeah, I made a film, a really nice one. And my laptop wasn't working at the time. Right now, it's still like not working 100%, but it's better than where it was last year. Yeah, so I made a short film with my phone. I scripted it with my phone, I shot it with my phone, and I edited it with my phone. And it was so much fun. I did it all by myself. I acted it, I did everything, and I loved it. And it just reminded me of my love for making films. And yeah, I have a couple in store. I've already shot one. I'm about to edit it. I have others. That's 2 that I've written, and yeah, that's about it. But more short films are coming in 2025, so look out for them. And the third thing, the final thing, I think it's time for me to leave the nest again. I think heal whatever parts I needed to heal. I think it's time for me to leave the nest again. And when I say again, I did it in 2022. In 2022, my dad told me, nilikuwa naenda kurudisha gown as I picked my degree certificate. And my dad said, when I spoke to him later about it, nakasema, he was just like saying it as just like advice, but he didn't mean it literally. And I took it literally. So anyway, he was just like, when I rudishe a gown, and I don't expect you to come back home. Go and figure life out. I was like, have I just been thrown out of the house by my father? My father thinks that just because I have this degree, I can do life by myself. I'm just a baby. And I left, bro. I had very, very little money. Like, I'm not very little money. It was barely enough to kulipa deposit ya mwezi moja. So I just went, nikarudisha gown, nikachukua certificate yangu, and I was like, sasa naenda wapi? And I stayed at a friend's place at 3 different places, like 3 of my like kwa marafiki wangu watatu. Like I started with one on that first night, and then I spoke to another when nikaongea naye, like akaniambia it's okay, like you can come here, you can stay for however long you want. So I went to her, and then nikakaa, and then she had to move to a smaller place, so I had to move. But by then I was already like looking for a place. Did I mention I did not have a job? Sikuwa na kazi, bro. I did get a job in like February, end of January of 2022. I just graduated in December 2021, and yeah, so I stayed with my friend in January. I got a job in February, and nilienda like mid-January. Nilienda kukaa na rafiki yangu mid-January, and she was really kind enough to let me stay with her. And then when she had to move to a smaller place, in February, was it? Bro, hata sikumbuki hizi timelines. But like, yeah, in February, and yeah, I still like squatted in a place in kwa couch yake yo February. As I was looking for a place, I was also enrolled in a coding class. I used to like coding when I was in first year. I'd started learning how to code when I was first year, but I didn't have a laptop, so that dream died. So when I graduated and I had a laptop, it was just like, I think this is the best time to like, learn again. So I'd started that class in January, but by February, nilikuwa nishafail. Nilifail one class in February. Nilisubmit assignment late, so nikapewa half the mark. And I was just like, you know what? I don't think I have the because imagine you're living in someone's place, like like it's a friend, yes, but like you're always going to have that feeling that this is not my place, and I need to figure all of that out. So I stayed with my friend. I was working at the time, so I got a job in February. And when I got that job, I was also doing like these little tasks in Kona Tafta online. I was also doing that. Like I get, because the job that I got, I wasn't getting a lot of money. It was very little, so I had to find a way to supplement it. So I'm working 2 jobs, and I'm learning how to code. And I remember the day that I quit that coding class, I had spent the whole day at work. I came back home. There were tasks zenye zilikuwa due, so I did them like that a few hours of that night. And then when a friend came, like she came really, really late, and I'd not made dinner. It made me feel really bad because I got carried away with my own tasks, and I don't know if it kind of looked like I was ungrateful. And so again I spent the whole night. I remember I slept at 6:30 a.m. and was supposed to be at the office at 10. Wabaya wazimu. So nilimaliza hiyo assignment at like 6 a.m. na nilisubmit late because I was supposed to submit it before. I just remember that I was late by like 15 minutes. Na hiyo kanifanya nipate half the mark, which meant that already nilikuwa behind. Na sikuwa nataka kurudia class. So after I submitted it, and then I knew that I was supposed to be at the office at 10, na nimemaliza hii kazi at 6 a.m. I was like, I can get a bit of sleep maybe for 1 hour. And so as I was going to sleep, I was just like, I don't think I can take this anymore. Like, this is a lot. I have to drop one thing. And right now, niko survival mode. Because nime overstay and I need to find a place. I was already like, also pia nilikuwa natafuta. I think nilitoka kwa ofisi. Because sikutoka like really late. Nilitoka kwa ofisi at like 3 p.m. And then me and my friend, the friend I lived with in 2022, hi Nikesa, we had met up like kwenda kutafuta manyumba. I was exhausted, bro. Guy. So that morning, nakumbuka tu, as soon as I shut that laptop, I knew I wasn't going to attend the class anymore. And that's how I gave up that dream. You know what, it's fine. You can't do everything, right? yeah, so I gave that one up because at that time the most important thing for me was getting the money to get a place to stay. So when I gave that up, at least sasa nilikuwa nimebaki na vitu tatu nilikuwa nafanya, which is finding a house, someone's at the gate, finding a house, getting as much money as I can to be able to pay for a house and live, because I knew in my heart mimi nimefukuzwa kwetu. And kumbe my dad he didn't mean it literally, but he also like, although I won't be the person to call home and like complain vile life inanitandika. I won't do that. So he thought that I was doing okay, but thankfully in March, right before my birthday, my friend and I got a place. I love that house. I really, really loved that house. We got a place, we moved in, and I survived for a whole year, bro, because the job I was barely getting enough. Ilikuwa for 3 months, which is February, March, and April. So kutoka May, nilikuwa na survive. We just like little jobs here and there. That's what I used to survive with. Hadi like October, was it in October? Yeah, in October I took a risk. I started a business which flopped so bad. Nah, I wasn't planning to share all of this. Why am I doing it? But it's fine. It flopped so bad. I lost all of my savings, which meant I had to take out a loan from my bank, which I did, and it wasn't even a lot, but I was not able to pay it. Actually, just recently paid it. I paid it at the beginning of 2024. Yeah, so I took out that loan to save myself. And when that happened, that's when I went to my roommate. I spoke to her and I told her, you know what, I think I'm gonna go back home to Nakuru. And she was like, it's okay, because my sister is coming, so it's okay, like she and I can just live together. So she communicated that to her sister, and then in November I was like, I can't give up. So I went again to my roommate and I told her, I'm not sure again if I'm going to move back home to Nakuru. But she had already made plans with her sister, so they were already looking for a place to stay. And I was like, it's fine, yeah, so in December, I came back home for Christmas, and I told myself again, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to fight. So in January, I went back, and I had this whole house, which was very empty, because it was a 2-bedroom house, and I had double the bills to pay. And I just thought, you know what, I don't think I'm being realistic here. I need to find a job. So, my dad told me there was a job that I could do here in Nakuru, if I want to move back. But he was so against me moving back to Nakuru, because again, my friend and I had spoken about this, but moving back to your hometown, especially Nakuru, where Nakuru is such a village, bro. Like, I feel like everyone knows everyone. And then you came back, inakanga kama you're a failure in life. So he told me there's a job, but you don't have to take it, like, but if you have to, like, it's fine. So I told him, okay, I'm going to think about it. So I spent, that month is actually one of my favorite months of my life. I was alone in such a big house. I'd wake up in the morning, very early in the morning actually, to watch the sunrise. I'd eat a fruit. Oh, it was so cute. And then I'd make myself pancakes, take a shower, sing, like play loud music, sing. Oh, it was so beautiful. And then I'd read as I ate breakfast, and then I'd watch a movie because I wasn't doing anything, bro. I just told myself that I'm going to take this time to think. So I thought about it. At some point, I think I was ready to fight. But then one morning, I just woke up and I was just like, I'm sick and tired of this. I need to go home. Actually, I'm going to go back home. So I called my dad and I told him that I need you to come and pick me up. Because, yeah, I want to go back home. And I felt the disappointment actually in his voice. He was like, okay, just tell me the date and I'll just get a kind. Nikuje. So I told him ni hii siku. He was like, fine. Akaniuliza uko sure kabisa, like imekushinda kabisa. I was like, yeah. And if there's a job in Nakuru, I know it's not the best, but if there's a job in Nakuru, I'd like to take that because easy tasks, the ones that I was doing, zilikuwa zina suck the energy out of me, and I was just really, really tired. He said, okay. And I told him, sijamanage kujaza rent. Missing, nilikuwa na miss I think like 2k money, 1,000 bob, I don't know. And he sent it to me and I paid it. No agent alikataa kuturudisha pesa. Yeah, and then he came for me and I could see the sadness on his face when he came to pick me up. He was so sad and I felt so bad. I felt like such a failure. And I think that's why in 2023 I plunged deep kwa very depressive episode. Because hata hiyo kazi, that job, I came to Nakuru and I didn't even take it. Like I didn't even do it. I just refused. And I think it's because I didn't have the pressure of like paying for anything anymore. And honestly, I didn't give a fuck. I didn't care. Yeah. So that's the story of how I left the nest. And I think it's time for me to do that again. Because if I did it for a whole year, na hata sikuwa na hiyo plan, it's just because I felt like I had been forced into it, which was a slight miscommunication. But yeah, I think it's time for me to leave the nest again. Plus, me coming back home, hiyo mwaka ya 2023, I think it gave me the opportunity to, that month of January where I was just by myself and I was not worried about anything. Me coming back home, yes, nearly plunged into a very, very depressive episode, especially since I refused that job and then I decided to take another job, which was not bad. It was actually a lecturing job and they refused to pay me. In the beginning, I thought I was going to hate it. I kind of hated it. Well, I hated the environment, but it was so fulfilling, I guess, because I didn't think I was ever going to be able to teach. But it's I think, I don't know, maybe this light up a fire in me where it was just beautiful to see people from like different ages and backgrounds, because my students were the ones who were very young, the ones who were a little bit even like older than me. It was just beautiful to see how excited they were to like learn about stuff, the goals and the dreams that they had. Yeah, because that dream had died inside of me when I was doing that job. Yeah, and also them telling you their stories about how much like they're struggling to like make ends meet. Some of them would call me and they're like, I'm sorry, I can't make it to class. Okay, maybe they're lying. I don't think they're lying, some of them. And they'd just be like, I've gotten this job somewhere, and it's if I don't do this job, I won't be able to have rent for next month. And to see people live that way and they're still so hopeful about the future, I was just like, this is beautiful. Though nearly plunged into another depressive episode when these guys refused to pay me and I just quit that job. Yeah. After that, I think I had some time to like even just bond with my family, I guess, which is something that I'd never done. Yeah, we bonded in 2023, and I think we are in a better place, I guess. We fight, yes, sometimes, and I think for some things we're never going to see like eye to eye, and maybe I should make peace with that. But as much as it was a terrible phase in my life, it gave me the chance to bond with my family. And then in 2024, I ended 2023 in such a nice way. Like I was so excited. I told my family I want us to make vision boards together and all of those. And none of them were interested in it. So I told myself I was going to do it anyway by myself, which I did. And I had so much fun making it. I just played music. And I sat in this corner right here where our mini dining table is usually at. It was right before end of 2023, and I just played my music and I made my vision. It was so much fun. I made my vision board for 2024. I did not achieve most of those things there, but I did do some things. Like I paid off the debt that I'd taken in 2022 when I started that business that completely failed. Yeah, I actually paid it within like the first 6 months of January. No, the first 6 months of 2024. And yeah, it was. I think it's the fact that I started it. I was so intentional about not being depressed in 2024 because I'd seen what it costed me one of the best and longest friendships I'd had. Yeah, and I was just not willing to be a victim anymore, which is why mliona vile nilianza 2024 vizuri with all of these episodes on Grown-Ups podcast. And yeah, 2024 has been beautiful. I think in 2025 it's time for me to live again. I don't know how this time I'm going to do it, but I think it's time for me to live again. I don't know if that means like moving out. I just feel like I need to leave my comfort zone, which I feel like I'm already doing, but nimefika at a point where imekuwa so real. The thing that I have been planning for the past like 5 months in 2024, already ninaanza kuona I'm just about to get into it, and I've been so scared hadi nimekuwa paralyzed. Like I can't look at those plans because I think I'm just really scared of jumping in like alafu ifeel. Yeah, because I'm having flashbacks about the business that got me into debt. in 2022. But speaking to myself through it, and I think 2025 is going to be a good year. So yeah. Anyway, that's all. Sikufikiria tutaenda down like, yeah, but like, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching, for those that are watching. Yeah, I hope that you guys have a beautiful 2025. I hope that your wildest dreams come true. I hope that you love yourself so deeply this year. I hope that you make really good friends. I hope that you meet friends who really love you, and I hope that when that love comes to you, I hope that you accept it with open arms. I hope that you get to know who you really are. I hope that you like the person that you meet when you find him or her. I hope that yeah, I hope that you love whoever you find within you. And yeah, guys, I guess I'll see you on the next one. And it's really Lini, but like, yeah.